Story of many minds, one voice, many minds. But first we need a name of somebody.
Edward!
Edward! There we go. Edward is pursuing something very important to his life. What is it?
Prostitution.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
College degree.
Republican. Rapunzel. Edward's pursuing Rapunzel, the one with the golden hair. All right, and then a little fairy tale here. Excellent, that'll be fine. I'm going to step down here. Okay. All right, and I'm going to balance myself with the chair. Okay, excellent. And you are, all right. What is happening here? What is the person's name?
Edward!
And what is Edward pursuing?
Rapunzel!
Excellent. All right. Phil, start us off.
There once was a young man named Edward who was unusually fond of fairy tales for an adult. And he decided that he wanted to capture the fair Rapunzel. So he went to what he thought was a great
tower. So he went to this tower with this castle and he said, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And when she went to let down her hair, it wasn't long enough. And he said, Rapunzel, I can't jump that high. Can you please maybe throw down a rope? So Rapunzel throws down a rope and...
The rope just was outside of his fingertips. Edward, look, he thought, my God, my beautiful maiden. I've read about her, I've got to see her, and all I can see is this lousy rope. I'm going to have to figure a way to get up to the tower.
So he jumped on top of 10 toadstools and got to the end of the rope and started climbing up until he got to her hair. And he got onto the hair and he started climbing the hair. Braid by braid by braid by.
And when he got to the top and he met Rapunzel, he said, "What the heck? You're not blonde." So then he jumped off the ledge where he just climbed up the hair. And by the time he hit to the bottom, he broke both his legs. And then Rapunzel climbed to the bottom and she tied him up in his hair, climbed to the top and pulled him up with his broken legs and threw him in the closet.
And where he
suffered indubitably, wondering, what is this woman going to do? I found her, now I don't want her.
It was birthdays that I wish I never met you.
And then he started to cry.
He started to cry and tears were pouring down his face.
And he was wondering.
And he was wondering, please, Lord, from the heavens, help me to just...
But then he was like, "Lord, please help me, and all this other stuff.
Wait, my legs are set wrong and I can't.
And they then
walk and all terrible. And now I've got this crazy woman with the hair and I can't speak, he hasn't fed me for weeks and I can't walk.
And he just lived miserably day after
day, looking around, seeing all these other bodies lying in there with him. Now,
he thought, how the hell did I get myself into this thing? I think I am overly fond of fairy tales and I've got to do something to get that out of my system.
And then he picked up his phone that he had hidden in his back pocket and called Tom Cruise and said, "Save me, Tom Cruise!"
And Tom Cruise came running to the rescue. He came down.
And of course he had to tend on to 20,000 toadstools to reach the bottom of the road. He did climb up and he cut off her hair.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
And took the hair.
And he just wrapped it around
himself, so he could let himself down slowly, but he was in pain.
And it's no surprise because his legs were broken and he had been
halfway mauled by the kids at the mall earlier that day.
Oh, that's fun now.